Love the tank in the room with the chairs. Let's back up here to the start of this video and take a look at this. So I love how the tank is like the end piece of this room. Like a lot of people would put in a big entertainment center or something, but this guy has a fish tank and you get way more enjoyment out of the fish tank than the entertainment center. So it fits nicely in the space. Here's an example of you could go bigger, and maybe this guy wants to go bigger, guy or girl, wants to go bigger, but you could put this tank in the middle of the room. It's probably a 6-foot tank. I bet that wall's 12 or 14 feet, and you would say it's balanced in the room. It doesn't make a big statement, but it's not too small. Some people would want to fill that space up. I would give you an example of kind of a balanced room. The tank is there. It's the focus of that side of the room, but it's not like, boom, whoa, fish tank. So preference there. So it looks like we have some Radions next to some T5s. We'll get to that. We have some mixed reef tank. That's a huge damselfish. Look at the size of that sucker. He's big. Wonder how long he's had him and how many fish he's killed. Maybe he's a good citizen. I hope so. He's got 2 of them. Holy heck, those are big. All right, I like the clowns. Love this cave here in the front. That's, yeah, that's cool. Like the yellow tanks hiding in there, but that's a nice piece of aquascaping. Like a lot of times cave is just kind of like a cave. Like there's open in the front and then it gets smaller in the back, but this is like closed a little bit in the front and then it opens up. It's almost like a half dome, if you understand. Like if you looked at it from the top down, it goes, you know, like whoosh, like that, as opposed to just a cave that's like this. So that's cool. Like nice, a touch on the aquascape there. We've got some Fabias coming along, some Zoas. We've got some empty hermit shells on the bottom. Okay, so stop me. Back up just a wee bit here. All right, so let's go again. Yeah, those mushrooms. Okay. Couple things. Again, this is personal preference. They're green. This tank's got lots of potential for colors, and we got this big mass of green. They're gonna grow and take over things, and they're on top of this like nice arch piece where I'd personally rather have some SPS. Now, maybe this guy doesn't like SPS. Again, that's cool. Even if you're gonna put mushrooms there, like I'd go with some Recordias or some Yumas. I mean, if you put some SPS next to them, they're probably gonna kill it. Maybe you can take that arch piece out and put something else if you're not a fan of the mushrooms. If you love the mushrooms, hey, your tank, more power to you. Do what knocks you out. And we got some digis here. There's that huge damselfish, purple tang and jerky like they get to be. All right, so, okay. Now I'm digging in deep here because this tank is not just something that's set up. It's clearly got some legs on it. This guy's put some investment into it. Looks like we have some Zoas here, some green Zoas. Let me back up to the other side of the tank. And it looks like we have the same Zoas right there in the bottom right, like about 5 o'clock. Let me fast forward again to where I was. And we've got him again. So it's good that he's got the Zoas that are growing, but if we're gonna do repeats, let's do something colorful or not do any repeats at all. The green ones, okay. All right, oh, and he's got a screen top on the top of this tank, which is great because this is a rimless tank. Good call on that. I like that you're keeping everything contained and safe. We've got an auto feeder in the back. This looks like, oh, these are hydras next to some T5s. And look, here's something that's cool. So I'm gonna look at this and probably say this is a 6-foot tank, and we have the Hydra 52 in the center, and then we put some 26s on the side because you don't necessarily have to run 3 of the same light. Those 26s are going to give some light in front of them, but they're going to trail off to the side, which is all right because you don't need to light the upper corners of your tank. So nice little touch there if you're looking to save some money. You don't have to get 3 of the same light. And now we're going downstairs. Okay, I'm going to stop here and get a wide shot. Saltwaterquarium.com sticker like that, of course. Okay, I'm looking at this going, I do the same thing. He's got a bucket with his grabbers sitting in the bucket. I love using the grabbers around my tank because it keeps me from getting my arm in the tank. But then when you pull them out, they sit there and they drip because they're full of water. So I do the same thing. I grab a little 1-gallon bucket, which is very useful, and I put the grabber down into it. That way it drips in the bucket and you're not trying to wait for it to dry out and then towel it. And I'd get it. I feel you on that one. Good work. We've got an orange sump with the Neptune grow light there. The orange all matches. Okay, so it looks like he's got a tray in the bottom of the sump, underneath the sump. I like that. Keep everything contained. We've got dosing tubes. Let's dig in here. Let's roll some film and get a little closer. I like what I see so far. Everything's, organized. It's got stuff in jars. I do the same thing. His bottles have nice little caps on them to help cut down evaporation. We've got a skimmer going here. Roller mats. We've got soft plumbing. I would do hard plumbing. That's just my preference. You've got clamps on the soft plumbing though. I like that. All right, let's look at this Refugium. Some of you are gonna look at this and be like, that's a dirty Refugium. Here's the thing about Refugiums. They usually end up that way. And the fact that he's got some hair algae growing in here, that's not necessarily bad. We'd love to have our Refugiums with Chaeto or Chlorpa and it's all nice and pretty. Usually Refugiums end up being kind of looking like this. They got hair algae and some other brown stuff. But look, if that stuff is growing, especially if it's not getting up into your display, then it's doing its job. It's growing, it's eating nutrients. You can harvest that stuff, throw it away. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So Refugiums aren't always pretty. This one is nice. Oh, check that out. So on the media reactor over there on the left, it usually mounts to, it backs up to a surface. He did something cool. He just put a piece of material on the back of it that he mounted it to, and then it slides over the baffle in the sump. That's cool. I like that idea. I may swipe that if I ever use a media reactor like that again. Good thinking on that. Okay, we've got some ceramic media in the back, getting some flow through that, not tons. We've got a roller. Wonder how easy it is to get back there and work on that roller considering where it is. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Whoop. Back up just a sec. Right here. Here's my thought on this. I like that every element that he's dosing, probably calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium, and then he's got acro power there too. I like how they all have their own color-coded inlet lines. What I would do here is I would carry that line throughout. So let's say your acro power is white. Then the inlet to the pump is white, the output to the pump is white, all the way back down into your sump. That way it's easy to follow everything. You're not going, well, my white then becomes blue, and then is that over there, but then there's blue on this other one coming in. So again, I'm being picky here because this guy's put a lot of thought into this. Pick a color. I like that you have individual colors. Carry that color on both sides of your pump. Make things easier for you to trace. Save yourself a lot of headaches. I like the little mounts that he has for the tubing. Instead of just zip tying him somewhere, he's got some actual mounts to him. That makes it look very clean looking. Easy to trace as well. And look, the sump is very clean. Good running water level height. Okay, we're gonna go back to the stand. Oh, I like this. Side access, little mini control panel here on the side. Love it. We've got switches for everything. We've got all our Apex gear here. Everything is wired up nice. Everything's accessible. I dig it. Nice, simple control panel. Not tons to that, but look, it works. Let's take another quick look at it. It's simple. He just has a piece of material and then a gap between the material where he tucked the cords back behind. Doesn't have to be super simple, but it still keeps things organized and makes it look very clean. Save yourself headaches, which you're gonna be very happy about. So here's a nice system that's coming together. Let's go back up to a full tank shot. Let's take a look at that and end on that. So looking at this full tank shot, the big things that are standing out in terms of display, those green mushrooms are just killing me because they're gonna take over and they're gonna kill stuff. So I would personally remove them. Again, if you like them, if you're a mushroom fan, look, more power to you. I'm thinking more of SPS tank, mixed reef tank in time. So I'd personally want that space for SPS because it's right there, right underneath that light, right where I want it to be. But this is a nice little compact type system. Love the little woodwork on it. Love how it sits in the room, complements everything. Lots of potential, lots of great touches on things. Again, little tweaks, really gonna make this thing shine, and of course time as well. He's got some great coral growth, some of the crusting going on. I'd love to see this thing in a year, see what changes he made, if any, and see how the system grows into itself.